Welcome everyone. Today I am in Louisville, Kentucky, and we're going to visit the Louisville Slugger factory and museum. And look at the size of that baseball bat. My goodness. I'm sure they'll tell us how big it is, but I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It towers over a 5-story building. So that thing really goes up there. Let's go inside. And here in the building, they have the current standings. There are my Milwaukee Brewers. They're a little behind the Cubs, but they'll catch up. And I'm willing to bet that these represent all the different bat models they've had over the years. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have a ticket to buy. So I've got my ticket. And here we go. So this is the first thing you see as you enter the tour building. They made other things. I'm guessing this is Bill Hellerick, the son of the owner of the wood shop, making his first baseball bat.
There you are.
All right.
Yep.
Are we ready?
Mm-hmm. Just don't swing it.
I can't swing it?
No, you can't swing it.
I can just do this.
That's going to be a fun video when you go home, yeah.
So that was Babe Ruth's bat. A bat he actually used in a game. I wasn't supposed to swing it. Don't tell anyone. Pee Wee Reese, game-worn jersey. They're all Pee Wee. Man, this is very cool. Me and my pal, Jackie Robinson. Well, some of the famous ball players. I wonder if he knows that I swung his bat. What do you think, babe? Is it time to move on? He hit a good one there. Very realistic. Look at the determination in those eyes. Babe Ruth challenged future players to beat his 60. And of course, they did. What do you think, Ken? Is it flying out of the park? Ted Williams. Wow, was he this big? He is really tall. Oh, here are some different brands of bats. There we go. One of my Brewers. And then they give the stats on the bat. 34 inches, 31 ounces, maple, black exterior. Who's your favorite team? Who would you stop and look at if you came to this museum? And look at this. You can vote for your favorite mannequin, the one that you want to go next. I'll tell you, we have another Milwaukee boy. There he is, Milwaukee Braves, none other than Hammerin' Hank. Look at that. It kind of looks like an Oreo, doesn't it? But I can only take one. So here we go. Let's see. It looks like Hank is way up there. Ernie Banks might be the next to go, though. And here are great moments in baseball.
Joe the Joker found a knee-high pitch to his liking. He swings after a long drive one.
Joltin' Joe DiMaggio. So it's a third of 3 Louisville Slugger bats Joe DiMaggio used in the summer of 1941. 56 game hitting streak. You know, I'm all for liking the tools of your trade, but this is getting a little ridiculous. The barnstorming days. Boy, I really don't have time to read all this to you because my tour starts pretty soon, but there is an awful lot of stuff here. And of course, this is referencing the throwing of the World Series with the 1919 Black Sox. My tour starts in 4 minutes. I've still got time. This shows you how they bore the tree and what parts of the tree the bats come from. Quite interesting. That's called the guided boring machine method. And this is the split and turn method. This is where you put on a lathe. Results in pretty much the same thing. A blank ready to turn into a baseball bat. At least it seems that way to me. I guess we'll find out more when we actually get on the tour. Look at this. Holy cow. Let's see if we can get that again. Man, they come fast. No wonder they're so hard to hit. Okay, here's the journey. We squeeze the trigger. Oh, I thought it was going to do something. I thought it'd make noise. Push the billet. That doesn't do anything either. Oh, wait, that did do something. Look at that. Turn that on. Oh, now I'm supposed to put the stick shift for the truck. And then I can swing the bat. At some point, I think when I swing the bat, he's supposed to light up. Let's try that one again. Squeeze the trigger. That one must be out of commission. Push the billet. Push the stick. And swing the bat. Looks like that one's going out into the crowd. And it starts with a piece of a tree. There's pretty much the process. You have a log, and they split it, and it goes on a lathe, and there's our baseball bat.
Today's baseball bats are either made from northern white ash or maple.
Well, we come to the end of the tour you haven't seen, but I have an idea how we can see it. There are some people on the tour. That was me just moments ago. And here are the blanks getting ready to be turned into baseball bats. Right there beyond that red box is a lathe that they use for the professional bats. It's one of two that they have in the building. There you can see bats that are getting branded. They're burning the wood with the Louisville Slugger logo. You can see the wire hanging on the back of each bat. That is so they could dip them in the finish and then hang them to dry. And here you can see some of the bats that were finished and they were foil engraved. And some of these are still the raw wood. I don't know if these are rejects or why they're sitting in this bin. You can see that man hand inspecting the bats. Every bat is hand inspected several times throughout the process. And here are some finished bats that were foil stamped. There were different ways they branded the bats. One way was through a branding process. Just like you would think, the bats went on a hot branding iron and the machine pressed it down and rolled it. The other way was foil stamping. That was for the darker bats where branding wouldn't show up. And the third way is through silk screening. They're printed on, and that's the way that this souvenir bat was done. It looks to me like these are the finished product ready to ship. But maybe not, because I'm seeing a double brand on this. So they're not going to sell these. Here's one of my brewers. Time to get my free mini bag. So this is the end of the tour, and we're back where we started. Here's Honus Wagner's jersey, and here's some of the women's baseball. There's Dottie Schroeder, 15 years old when she started playing professional baseball. It says we can push this. Let's see what happens. Nothing. You can't push that. It's just a sign glued onto the tabletop. And here are some things made out of Legos. So this just says it's the Great American Ballpark. And here is a baseball cap. Regrettably, it's the Cubs. Even though I'm just down the road from Chicago, I don't know if I'll ever get to a game at Wrigley Field. So at least I get to sit in one of the seats. And this is Busch Stadium. I don't recognize different ballparks, so I rely on the signs. Oh, here's Comiskey. Apparently it was a Chicago fan that put these together. And these are portraits made of Legos. Here's where we get to see how we can pitch. I would be an absolute disaster. My last one was 42. I can't do this holding the camera. Give me a break. 29 miles an hour. But my first one was 42. They liked it. And here is Babe Ruth's bat. It said he carved a notch in his bat for every home run he hit with it in 1927. Ah, there are the notches. Can you see them? The notches are all around the brand.
Into the HB mailroom. And in the years of his
Those are notches that Babe Ruth personally put in this bat as he hit home runs. All right, time to go to the gift shop. I won't have to buy one of these. It came free with the tour. Here's a bat vault that has bats from famous ball players. You can test out some of these bats.
Actually, you know what's funny about that?
I wonder if anyone accidentally put one of these bats through the window. Seems like it'd be really easy to do. Okay, so there is a movie. I really don't know if I want to kill 20 minutes watching a movie, but I did pay my $15. What do you think? I'd rather walk down Main Street and see some of the sights and look and see what I can get in the gift shop. I do have a busy day ahead of me. And look at this, you can even order your own personalized bat. Every one of these players was in the Hall of Fame, and they all had a contract with Hillerich and Bradsby to make Louisville Sluggers in their names. You can see some really famous ones. Here's Mickey Mantle, there's Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, and look at the big one Casey Stengel gets. I wonder why his is double the size of everyone else. And they have a penny press. You can get the factory, the Louisville Slugger logo. I don't know what that is. Some kid that's dreaming of being a baseball player. And just another kid playing baseball. And there are the little bats, of which we got one in the tour. So in all these bats, we just saw made minutes ago. Here's some little tiny bats with people's names on them. They must be popular. They're all gone. Foiled again. Oh, look at this little baseball bat keychains. This is all made of real wood too. And postcards. Don't forget, my $3 monthly Patreon sponsors do get postcards from the road. There's a building where we entered. That's Louisville in the evening. I'll pick up a few. So here's a corkscrew, branded. I think this is a coaster. And it has a church key, bottle opener on the back. That's $14.99. Not a bad buy. Here's another bottle opener. That's on a branded piece of wood. This is just simulated wood. Of course, it is a can koozie. Now this is real wood. I think that's supposed to be a tree ornament. What do you think? All right, let's find the shot glass. You know, every gift shop has shot glasses, right? Oh, and here they are. They have a traditional shot glass, but will you look at this? They have wooden shot glasses. That is really cool. But it says they are souvenir items only and may split if used with liquid. And a variety of different drinking glasses. $9.99.
I'm gonna put that down.
And as would be expected, jerseys, ball caps. What do the hats go for here? $25.99, kind of pricey for caps. And look at this. You can get a rack for your bat. $35, $34.99. So you can get personalized mini bats for $29.99. So I could get my name put on that. And then you can see all the prices up here, starting with the small bats for $25. And then working all the way up to $69 over on this end. So look at this, if you know someone that's having a special event, although it's not really personalized, you can have a custom logo. It's a girl, it's a boy, Happy Mother's Day. Different things on these bats. Now here are some collector's items. For $750 you can get a signed Hank Aaron. And it goes on and on and on. George Brett. What do we have down here? Some of them I can't read. Oh, there's a lot of signatures on this one. There's Yogi Berra. Brooks Robinson.
That's my Saturday. Over Saturday's here. It's my Saturday.
I've seen him play. I've seen Hank Aaron play too when I was a kid. He did come back to Milwaukee at the end of his career, and I saw him in a few games. Although this is my kind of ball equipment. All chocolate. I wonder what they want for that. $12. That's not bad, but I would just eat it. Oh, and there's a highball glass. Should we guess? $11.99. $8.99. Better than I thought. Nothing really fancy about the logo, though. I think I'm going to pass this time. Never been a big fan of this movie, but it's all about baseball. Oh, and these are rejects, or what they call cull bats. When they were showing us how to use the brand, they were sampling on these bats. You can see they're not finished at all. And you can get them for $19.99. Pretty cool, but what would you do with it? It would just take up space in my house. I've already got this one. I honestly thought that they would sell hot dogs in there. Wouldn't you grab a hot dog for $1 or $2? Well, I think they missed the boat on that one. So the next thing I thought I'd look for is a KFC, a Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't see one of those either. So I'll just have to go with an old standby. So if you're interested in visiting and you wonder about parking, there's a lot of street parking, meter street parking, but there's a lot of parking lots around. Behind the building itself is a parking lot for $7 for the day. That's in the middle of August during the daytime. I found one just around the corner for $6. It's not that I'm that tight and I needed to save $1, but it was the first one I came across. Okay, I'm that tight. I wanted to save $1. And that concludes my tour of the Louisville Slugger factory. I hope you enjoyed the visit. As always, I welcome your comments. Please share the videos, like the videos, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. From Louisville, Kentucky, I'm Mark with the Average Me channel. I'm back in my car. I hope the air conditioner isn't making too much noise, but it is a hot day here in Kentucky. So I thought I'd come back, and before we go to my official sign off, my official outro, I want to show you this. If you watched my Guess Where I Am video, I showed you this. And you might be wondering, what in the heck is that? It could be a cork, a bottle stopper. It could be the sawed off end, the handle of a baseball bat. It could be any number of things. But what it actually is, I believe they call it a nub. When they put the raw wood on the lathe and then they lathe it down, or what do they call it? Milling? It's not milling, but whatever. They put it on the lathe and they turn it into a baseball bat. And these are on either end. They have to be cut off, and then the bat has to be sanded before it's branded and dipped and all that. So that's what these are. And they just had a bin full of them, so I took one. What happens to the ones that people don't take? Well, they take all the shavings and all of this stuff and it gets ground up, and a guy comes and picks it up for use in a turkey farm. That's right, a turkey farm. I don't know what they do with it. They use it for bedding or whatever. They take it to the turkey farm, and I would imagine it decomposes eventually and goes right back to the earth. So there really isn't any waste when you're working with a natural product like wood. So if you're wondering what that was all about during my Guess Where I Am, that's what it is.